Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Citizen channel as of our regular features today. That was the week that was, where we take a look back and test your knowledge and general football knowledge on a couple of City games and our opponents. Of course, we're going to look back at a good win at Palace on the 1st of May and an even better, more momentous win at home to P.S.G on the 4th of May. So there's 10 questions on each game and each set of opponents, and there's an odd wild card thrown in as well, which is You Are the Ref from Mr. Trevelyan and Mr. Hackett this week based on their game. So have a little bit of fun with that. So 21 questions, 23 points I think up for grabs. I always get this wrong every week, but if it's anything different, you'll see it on the screen anyway. So I think it's 23 points. See how many you can get. A couple of guys did well last week. Nearly got a full house, a couple of guys. So let me know how you're doing this anyway. Please, if you're new to this channel and enjoy this, please push that notification button. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I'll be very, very grateful for that. You'll see loads of City stuff, City past, present, reviews, previews. We do a live show on a Monday evening, 5 p.m. UK time. Please join me for that to talk everything Manchester City. And you'll also see some film and TV stuff as well. So if you ever get a little bit bored of football, we're not too bored at the moment. I'm recording this the day after our wonderful PSG victory. But if you do, if you want to have a break, come and have a look at my film and TV channel as well. I'll do reviews and information vlogs on there and stuff. What's out DVD, what's on at the cinema. Yes, cinema's reopening in the UK. What you'll be able to go out and watch if you like this, if you like going to the pictures. So yeah, please check that out. But today we're talking football, and if you like football, I'd post loads of stuff on Facebook and Twitter. So if you have to any followers or friends, please check the links and seek me out. And I do actually follow everyone back. I do check every 2 or 3 days and follow and friend everyone back on there. All comments, of course, are welcome, especially with your scores. Please give us your scores, even if you just say, "Oh yeah, I did all right." You know, I don't have to be shy. You don't have to be shy with me. You know that by now if you've been on here for a while. And please, if you don't have time for a comment, you just give us a little thumbs up. It's nice to get views, but it's nice to get thumbs up, isn't it? Right, here we go. That was the week that was. So we'll start with the Crystal Palace game. You can answer this in your own time. I'll leave a little bit of a space so you can answer it. See how good you are. Or you can just pause the video if you want and just, but don't check Google or anything, because obviously I'll actually give you the answers on this, so there's no need to do that. Just use your heads and have a bit of fun with it. If there's more than one of you, have a bit of a competition with each other. That'll be absolutely great. So let's get on with this. And of course, what we'll do today is have a little mix of picture questions as well. So a lot of people do actually listen to this more than I know. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, some of the podcasts, some of the vlogs I do can be sort of listened to. There's, images don't really matter, but this is very much an image-based quiz. So please, it would be better if you got the images anyway to check this one out. But if you just want to go at the ones without the images, just have a go anyway. There's plenty of questions here. Right, 23 points. Here we go. Question 1. Right, there you are, an image one straight away. So who's that? A nice easy one to kick us off there. This is the Palace game, don't forget, on the 1st of May at Selhurst Park. So who've pixelated there. I thought I'd just give you a nice, simple, easy one to start off the quiz. So who's that I've pixelated? I think if any of you get that wrong, then yeah, I mean, even I wouldn't have got that wrong. I mean, and I do these and I still can't get them right, but there you go. That was question 1. Right, question 2. Yeah, Palace. They have a nickname we all know quite well. I want to know that, but they do also have another nickname that they're sort of known by as well. So they've actually got two better, they've got two nicknames, one better known than the other. But can you give us both their nicknames? Obviously, if you only give us one of them, you'll get 1 point. If you give us both, you'll get 2 points for that one. So they've got a couple of nicknames. Can you think what they might be? I mean, the clues say the one obvious one, but even the one that's not so obvious, the clues perhaps not is sort of in the name of Crystal Palace, isn't it? But there you go. Have a think about that one. That's question 2. So 2 points up for grabs there. Question 3, there you go, another image question. Yeah, the ball further flies high, doesn't it? Good, a bit of a foot high there, but no one's head's in the way, so it's not too bad. But where is the ball? Where's the ball gone? Is it A, B, C, or D? So a spot the ball question. Furner flies in there. Or a salmon. Does he go? No, that's when he's heading, isn't it? You go like a salmon, yeah. Right, question 4. Right, yeah, Palace have been in the Premier League in this sort of this time around. Obviously, this time they've been in the Premier League. They've been in it since 2011-12, 2012-13, 2013-14 or 2014-15. So have a think when they joined the Premier, not when they won the Championship to get in it. What was the first season back, and now they've been in it since that date. So was it 2011-12, 2012-13, 2013-14 or 2014-15? So which one of those 4 dates? So you got an option there. You got a 25% chance of getting that right if you don't know. So that's the last time they got into the Premier League. So the last time they started in the Premier League. So there's the first season back in the Premier League. So, and they've been there ever since. So which season is it? Question 4. Question 5, yeah, pretty cool dude there, just having a quick stroll to the corner flag. No rush to take that corner, is there? But who is it? Who's strolling? Who's that's strolling to the corner flag at Selhurst Park? That's question 5. Not too bad, that one. There are 3 City players I always get mixed up, to be honest with you. Even now, I'm sort of getting there now. I'm getting used to seeing them and who they are. But there's 3. I won't name them because I'll give you a clue. But there's always 3 I get mixed up, and they do look different. But it's just me. I just always get them mixed up. That's question 5. Where's question 6? Here we go. A little link between us and Crystal Palace. So who links? So which? And it is a player. I'll give you that clue. It's a player. Which player links City? He was at City between 1999 and 2001. So 1999-2001. And he was at Palace from 2001 to 2007. So a long time at Palace. So which player is that was at City from 1999 to 2001? And at Palace from 2001 and 2000 to 2007. I would stand no chance on these. I'm useless at these links with the players. So even now, if I'd gone back and done that in a couple of weeks, I probably would have forgot who it was. So who's the name of the player? I can have a surname. I don't need both names. Question 7. Yeah, who's that sort of generally strolling up to the celebration? 2 points for this one. So there's 22 points up to now, isn't it? Who's strolling up to the celebration and what's his shirt number? So I need to know both. If you only get one right, you get one. If you get 2, you get 2. But who's strolling up to join in with the celebration? And what shirt number does he wear? So a bit of a shirt maths, and a player won that one. Question 7, so 2 points up for grabs there. Question 8, yeah, just within 1,000, according to Wikipedia and the English Premier League information, I think, for this one. What is the current capacity, as at May 2021 of Selhurst Park? If there's fans in, of course. So within 1,000 I'll give you. So I'll give you a point if you get within 1,000 of it. So what's the current capacity of Selhurst Park? Not the biggest ground, is it? Let's be honest about it. That was question 8. You want to have a think, just pause it. But I'll be moving on now. So it's just to give you a real challenge. Question 9. Here we go. We've got the shirt maths this time. Yeah, 4 players there on the image. But what's the grand total when you had all their shirt numbers up? So 4 players on the screen. What is the grand total? You need a few hands for this one, or an abacus or something like that. It's quite a high figure, obviously. Shirt math. So what number do those 4 guys add up to? And question 10, yeah, Palace. Yeah, Palace's shirt sponsors are W88, aren't they? A betting company of some sort. But, yeah, they were on the shirts of another Premier League team, the 2019-20 season, so the last season. Do you know who actually had W88 as their sponsors the season previous to this? So, obviously, Palace have got them this year, but who was it? Who had W88 on their shirts last season? And a Premier League team. Might be a little bit more difficult. I wouldn't have known. I have no idea. I wouldn't have known that. Right, that's your 10 questions on your Palace game. Hope you did all right with that. Right, you are the ref now. Here we go. There's an image on screen there, the question. Taken from the wonderful game, of course, You Are the Ref. It's like a board game. You go around the board and answer these questions. It's good fun. You can get it on various websites on the internet. It's still quite cheap as well. So it's good fun if you like these ref things. Here we go. The question. The home team make their final change, but as the sub runs onto the pitch, he pulls up with a torn hamstring. So the ref's not restarted player, he's just literally running onto the pitch. Player's not restarted and his manager is desperate to cancel the change. What now? What can you do? A, allow the manager to cancel the change. B, substitution complete, injured player cannot be replaced. Or C, allow another substitute to be used. So you got three options there. One of those three is correct. So allow the manager to cancel the change. So in other words, just leave the player on who's going to pull off. Substitution complete. Injured player cannot be replaced. Tough luck. You have to play with 10 men or 9 men if you already, you don't know how many men you were playing with, do we? And answer C, allow another substitute to be used. So to obviously pull him off with the hamstring and get another one warmed up and on. So which one of those three? There you go. Actually, you are the ref this week. Right, here we go. On to P.S.G, on to that wonderful game against P.S.G. What a wonderful night that was. Only last night. Beginning to feel like a long time ago now. Question 12, here we go. P.S.G, of course, were beaten by Bayern Munich in last season's Champions League final. What was the score? Can you remember the score? Again, I would have struggled on that one. I would have had to guess. Absolutely useless to say. I hate it when I ever go on things and people ask me to do quizzes because I'm not too bad on some of the older stuff, but these sort of things like that, I wouldn't probably know, and I would have had to guess because I just forgot. It didn't really interest me that much. We weren't in it, so I wasn't bothered. So what score did Bayern Munich beat PSG in last year's Champions League final? Question 13. Who's missing from the lineup and bench? There we go. Back to that old little graphic now. So there's my lineup that I posted and the subs bench for the Champions League game. But who's missing? So who's missing from the starting 11? And who's blanked out on the subs bench? So there you go. We can think of those. I may have got one of those. I might have struggled with the second one, but if you give yourself a time limit, it's a bit. If you've got time to think, if you're pausing it, you've got a better chance. But if you are trying to do it within the time constraint of me asking the question, it is perhaps that I wouldn't. I'd fail miserably, to be honest with you. So that was question 13. Who's missing? So 2 points up for grabs. So there you go. That would take us to 23 now, wouldn't it? Let's see if there's any more where I've misadded up. Question 14. At the time of this second leg, obviously May the 4th, 2021, PSG sits second in the French league. Yeah, so there's a chance they might not win it this season. But who are actually top? So who are top? I mean, you watch my preview programme, you'll know about this. If you watch my review of the PSG City game, you'll probably know about this. They do get a mention in both. Or obviously, if you know your football. As I say, I show an interest in the French league when we're playing a French team. I don't really bother that much otherwise. So at the time of this second leg game, obviously on May the 4th, 2021, who were top of the French league? Question 14. Question 15, who's that? Who that? Now, if you know how the players come out, I think they have a routine of who comes out where, so you might have a chance with this one. But so who's that coming out of the tunnel? It's quite a distant shot, so it's not the easiest. But if you do know the order they usually come out, obviously the first two. I mean, the goalkeeper usually comes out second, doesn't he? Unless he's superstitious, he comes out the back, like I've known some in the past. But who's that? Who's that third in line coming out last night and out of the tunnel? You surely recognise. As I said, it's a smaller image, so you might struggle on that one. So it'd be too easy otherwise. If it was a big blow up, you'd probably recognise him. Question 16. Pochettino has been in charge of PSG only since January. I mean, I forget that. It seems a long time ago when he took that job on. But who did PSG sack in December 2020? Obviously, a familiar name to City fans, or it should be. So, who did PSG actually sack before Pochettino got the job? Question 16. So a bit of there's a bit of knowledge on the game and knowledge on City and knowledge on our opponents needed with these little quizzes. That was question 16. And here we go. Question 17, there we go. The old favourite, the old missing word in the headline round. So there's the headline from our local Manchester Evening News. So what does the headline read? What's the missing word? All blank City. So what's the blank? All blank City. Quite clever. I mean, it's one of the better little puns and usages for these headlines. I'll take that one. Congratulations to them for that one. All blank City. What's the missing word? Just have a guess if you don't know. Question 18. This might be easy for you. I won't give you the date just because obviously that might make it a bit easier for you. But obviously, if you know your sort of bits of recent history, who was the City manager the first time we ever met PSG competitively. So the very first game we met competitively, I'm not going to tell you what it was, where it was, what year it was, but who was the City manager? I mean, if you know the date, you'd probably know who the City manager was, but who was it when we first met PSG competitively in a match? Or who was the City manager? Question 18. Question 19, yeah, a bit of shirt maths, a nice easy one, but you have to know squad numbers of PSG as well. But I have picked one of the best players, obviously. Well, as far as they think they're the best players anyway. But jury's out for me. I don't quite like. I appreciate his talents, but I don't rate him because of his histrionics, etc. So if you take Neymar, add Walker to him, what total do you get? Add the two shirt numbers up to see what total you get. You surely know Walker, but it's whether you know Mr. Neymar or not. Neymar Jr.'s number, isn't it? So what's the number I'm looking for? What's the total I'm looking for if you add the two squad numbers together of those two guys? Question 20, yeah, who links, the linkage question, again, we're talking a player. Who links PSG and City? Was it PSG from 96 to 97? And between 2000 and 2002. And then he was at City from 2002 to 2005. So who links PSG between those two dates? He was at PSG 96 to 97 and also 2000 to 2002. So he went away somewhere and come back. And he went to City and he was at City from 2002 to 2005. So who are we talking about? Who won? Which player? Question 20, the penultimate one and the final one for the day. Another spot the ball just to finish it off for the day. Yeah, and I think it does work out at 23 points now. Looking at that, I think that's an accurate point total. So question 21, there it is on the screen. So it looks as though great head. It may be going in, but it's not, is it? It's certainly not going in. But where is it? Where's the ball? Is it A, B, C, or D? Well, it doesn't end up in the net, does it? So thankfully that's good, isn't it? But let us know where you think it is. I think that's one of the easier ones, but you'll see. I'm not saying too much. So there you go, 21 questions. How do you think you did? Are you confident? Are you confident now, like at school when you took a test and you pass your papers on to your mate over another table, and then they sort of starts putting crosses down. You think you got them right and you didn't, but there you go. Right, here we go. Question 1. Here's the answer. There you go. One of the easiest. I probably want it. I mean, the pixelated ones can be quite easy. Depends how close we are when it's pixelated. But that was a nice, easy one to start us off, wasn't it? Of course, it's Sergio Aguero, who's the guy with his chest puffed out after scoring his wonder goal at Selhurst Park. Yeah, so Sergio Aguero, give yourself a point for that. Question 2, yeah, the nicknames. Yeah, I mean, obviously, surely you got the Eagles. You probably got that one. And Palace, Crystal Palace, lots of glass. So, yeah, nothing to do with United. This, the Glaziers, yeah, that's the other nickname they're actually known as well, the Glaziers. So well done if you got both those. 2 points if you got both. One if you only got one, but there you go. Well done to you. I might have struggled on that myself, but obviously I would have got the Eagles, no problem. I may have struggled with the Glaziers. I might have took an educated guess, but I might have struggled. Question 3, there we go. The ball, of course, Furness challenging for the ball. Then it goes quite high, doesn't it? But it's at C, of course. So there's the ball is at the letter C. So if you said C, give yourself a point for that one. And question 4, yeah, they actually won promotion from the Championship by the playoffs in 2012-13. So the first season back in this latest stint in the Premier League was 2013-14. That's the answer I'm looking for. I won't accept anything else, just a point for that. 2013-2014. They won the playoffs in 2012-13 to get back in the Premier League. Question, I think they did. I'm fairly sure they did anyway. So please forgive me if they didn't. If they got automatic promotion, that's just on my mind that they actually won a playoff. So I may be wrong on that, but anyway, we're looking for 2013-14. Question 5: who that stroll into the corner flag? Very, very well. He had a good game, didn't he? He's entitled to have a nice stroll. Of course, up there he's Ferran Torres, isn't it? Yeah, he's very confident. He had all credit to him. Nice to see him score a goal. Question 6, yeah, here's who links the clubs. Yeah, City 99 to 2001. and then he spent, what, 6 years at Palace between 2001 and 2007. It's a wonderful, fantastic legend. The City legend, Danny Granville. There you go. I wouldn't have got that in a month of Sundays, to be honest with you. I didn't have a clue. I know Danny Granville, of course, but I can just about remember him playing for us, never mind going to Pat out if he actually played for Palace or not, to be honest with you. But there you go. Danny Granville, 99 to 2001 at City and 2001 to 2007 at Palace. Question 7, who's strolling casually up to joining the celebrations? Of course, it's Mr. Laporte. Did you remember his shirt number? Of course, it's 14, so give yourself 2 points if you got both of that. I would have probably. Laporte is one of those shirt numbers I do tend to forget. I do have to. I probably would have forgot that myself, to be honest with you. But 2 points if you got both. If you just got Laporte, give yourself a point. If you just got number 14, don't know who it is, give yourself a point. But I doubt that very much. That was question 7. And the capacity, question 8. What is the capacity of Selhurst Park? Within 1,000? Well, according to the English Premier League stats and Wikipedia, the current capacity is 25,486. So if you said anywhere between 24,486 to 26,486, I'll give you a point. But the actual capacity is 25,486 for Selhurst Park. So less than half, well under half the size of the Etihad, and a third the size of Old Trafford, isn't it? Quite small. I've never been. One of the grounds I've not been to the current Premier League teams, to be honest with you. I'll have to remedy that one day. Question 9, shirt maths, there you go. 4 players in total. Well, the lowest one of them is 17, isn't it? So it's going to be quite a high total. So if you take Mahrez, who's 26, add Mendy, 22, that's 48. Add KDB, who's 17, that's 65. And add Mr. Torres at 21, that's 86. So 86 was the figure, not 85, not 87, not 82 or 3, whatever. 86. Give yourself a point if you said 86. Other than that, you're not getting nothing. And question 10, the shirt sponsors. It was actually Wolverhampton Wanderers were actually the W88 sponsors them. They've got some sort of Asian logo on it now, haven't they, I think? So I'm not too sure who it is, to be honest with you. So I don't know if they're a betting company, I'm not sure. But the answer anyway, the answer I was looking for was Wolverhampton Wanderers. They were sponsored by W88, Palace's current sponsors. They sponsored Wolves in the 2019-20 season. And the URF, there we go. I'll put the answer up on the board, of course, about this substitution. Well, the answer's B, isn't it? I mean, unfortunately, the substitution is complete and cannot be reversed. Right, it hasn't restarted play or anything, but the actual law defines it thus. That's a posh word, isn't it? The substitution is completed when a substitute enters the field of play. So even though the ref hasn't restarted play, he's actually classed as been completed because he's entered the field of play. So the injured player cannot be replaced, and the team go down to 10 men, or 9 men, or 8 men. I mean, there's nothing to say they weren't already down a man, was there? But there you go. So have you got that right? Well done. It's not. I wouldn't. I may have sort of gone for that, but as I said, they hadn't restarted play. So I would have thought it'd be nice to say, we'll pick someone else. But I'm a nice person, and obviously these refs and the referees' agency, aren't they? So there you go. So there's your answers to the URF. Give yourself a point if you got that right. Question was answer B. On to the P.S.G. game. P.S.G. of course were beaten by Bayern Munich in last season's league final by a score of 1-0. As I said, I probably would have said 2-1, to be honest with you. I didn't even know that, but there you go. I'll have a bit more interest in this year's Champions League final. I think I'll know the score to that, whatever that ends up. Anyway, I'm sure that'll be etched in my mind one way, etched in my memory one way or the other, whichever way it goes. So 1-0 to Bayern Munich, obviously last year's league Champions League final. Question 13. Who's missing from the lineup? Well, if you look down, obviously our wonderful Phil Foden's missing from the starting 11. Is a little asterisk there to point him out. And of course it's Mr. Cancelo was missing off the subs bench, who obviously played in the first leg against PSG, but was he dropped? I would probably say he was dropped, to be honest with you. I don't think he was rested. He was certainly dropped for that second leg. So Foden for the first 11 and Cancelo for the subs. Question 14. Yeah, at the time of this second leg, of course, PSG are second, and the second, the table's up there, very tight, isn't it, with 3 games to go as I'm recording this. Lille are still top, obviously a point ahead of PSG, so the answer I was looking for was Lille for question 14. And who dat coming out of the tunnel? Well, of course, if you know, I think he does tend to come out third from memory. I might be totally wrong, but if he couldn't recognise his look, his walk anyway, it's our Ruben Diaz, isn't it? Who's actually the guy coming out of the tunnel, third in line behind the captain, of course, always first, and the keeper's normally second, as I say. But some keepers are superstitious, though. They don't necessarily want to come out second, but that is by tradition the order. And obviously then you get your third man, who's probably the big guys, usually number 3, your big stopper, your big your sort of future captain, if you like. But that's just me. So Ruben Diaz, that is anyway. Question 16. Yeah, he's only been in charge since January, of course. But of course, PSG sacked a guy who did the dirty on us, didn't he? Quite recently, an FA Cup semi-final with Chelsea. Of course, we're talking Mr. Tuchel, aren't we? Thomas Tuchel. So there you go. As I'm recording this, so I don't know whether he'll be trying to do us over again in a Champions League final, but you'll probably know when you're watching this, because I recorded it. Obviously, this is going to be released after the Real Madrid-Chelsea game, so you will know. But anyway, Thomas Tuchel's the answer. He's the guy who got sacked, so that's not bad going, is it? From being sacked by PSG to potentially being in another Champions League final, but you'll know, I don't. Question 17, the missing word in the headline, of course. Yeah, quite cheap. Obviously, it was a bit hailstony, wasn't it? So, all hail City. So, that was quite clever from the Manchester Evening News. I'll give them that. They do some rubbishy ones, but that wasn't a bad one at all. Question 18, here we go for another point. The City manager who met PSG was back to 2008. So, if you say 2008, can you think who it is? Fortunately, it's a season. There's 2 or 3 seasons around there. I didn't get to many games because I had a few little problems myself. But I was quite fortunate because I did miss most of Marc Hughes. I didn't miss it all, unfortunately. I did see some of it, but I missed quite a few Marc Hughes' games. So the answer I was looking for was that Marc Hughes was the City manager. 0-0. There you are. There's the surprise. A 0-0 draw against PSG, the first time we ever met them in the UEFA Cup back in 2008. So Marc Hughes was the answer. Shirt maths 19. Yeah, as long as you know Neymar's number 10, you cracked it. You must know Walker's number 2. So you had your 10 and your 2, and the answer I was looking for was a dozen, around dozen, 12. So that's your shirt maths there. The answer I was looking for was 12. And who links PSG and City, of course, between PSG 96-97, then he went somewhere else, I can't remember offhand, and then he went back to him 2002. And he was actually on loan at City at 2002, but then he actually signed properly for City in 2002 as well and stayed till 2005. And of course, we're talking about the Sulk, aren't we? We're talking about Mr. Nicolas Anelka. I did enjoy watching Nicolas Anelka, even though he's a bit of a moody bugger. I must admit, I did enjoy watching him. So Nicolas Anelka was the answer. And the final question, there we go, spot the ball to finish off. Yeah, well, it's not going to go in the goal, is it? So it's not going to be any lower, because if any lower it would have gone in, wouldn't it? But yeah, it was the trajectory there is A. So I thought it's quite an easy one. I think they are generally looking towards that one this time. It doesn't always work like that, but obviously the answer was A. So there you go, 23 points. Let me know how you did with this. If you got how many? I bet. What would I have got if I had? So I've been doing that, and someone else had done that quiz. I would have been lucky to get about 13, 14. I think, to be honest with you. So anything more or around that, be quite happy. Anything up towards the 20s, fantastic. Well done. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this. That was the week that was. The next one will be obviously Chelsea and was it Newcastle? Yeah, I think we got a bit of a gap there, isn't there? Chelsea on the Saturday, then I think we got Newcastle the following Friday night, is it? So a little bit of a rest, a little bit of rest. There'll still be plenty of City vlogs coming out. I've got loads of stuff backed up there that I'll be publishing for you to enjoy. So don't you worry. I won't let you down. And sort of say I try and do a vlog a day, and some days I do more than I do a couple of vlogs. So I'll always try and keep you entertained if I can. Anyway, and please check all my playlists as well. That'll be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. What we're going to do this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Until we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps have a flick across, have a look at my film and TV channel. Please have a look at that as well. All I ever say to you is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.